All right, we're live. Cave paintings. What's a cave painting? Well, AI made simple, by the way. I'm Steve Brown, your host, where I help you figure out how to use the AI to connect the dots with the people you're trying to lead. Hey, I had a proposal I needed to do, but the problem was I had this company. They're like a great fit for one of the things that I do. It's called the Golden Nugget Engine, and they're a great fit. But I needed to get in front of two people that I had not built a relationship with and get them convinced to spend a little bit of time with me to see what the Golden Nugget Engine looks like in their future, right? And so, what did they do? They did what they're supposed to do. Hey, can you send me an email that gives me an idea? And why are they asking that? They're asking, hey, in this email, I'm going to discern whether it's worth my time to talk to you or not, Steve. And so, what do you do what do you do when you get in that situation? Because that's the ultimate time that you're going to, you need to be an expert at communication. So if you send them too much text, they're not going to read that email. And guess what? Your odds are really low that they're going to spend the time to read through it, connect the dots in their head, and go, yes, schedule a time with me, and we'll spend a little time talking more about it. But if I'm too vague, yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about this, that's not going to inspire them as well, right? So let me show you what I sent them. I sent them this. Put a little text. I put the text in there explaining the basics of this. But this image was what they had, what they received in their email. Okay. Just put it right there, a couple of 3 or 4 lines, and then this image, and then the other text, basically, going in a little more detail in text below this. But here's what I received from from the client or from the prospect after I sent this. Hey, Steve, I appreciate the infographic. Really helps grasp the value your team would provide. Is it possible for us to jump on a call this Wednesday? So think about that. Sent them an email, showed them a picture of what we do. This is a pictogram. It's called an infographic, but back in the day, an infographic was just a cave painting. It just shows in a moment. It conveys context, it conveys complexity, it conveys details, but in an image. And so the brain goes to the image. You notice when you're driving down the highway and you see these billboards, they'll have a picture of someone's face on that billboard. If you'll notice, you look at those. That picture of that person's face is conveying an emotion. And your brain looks at that emotion and decides, I'm going to, in the next few seconds while I'm driving 60 miles an hour down a highway, I'm going to read the rest of that text. And so this is what our brains crave. And I just need something. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And your brain's so good, it's so smart, it doesn't need a bunch of words. It just needs the essence. And that's what this infographic conveys, to where you receive this is the response. So we got on the call, part two. So we got on the call, and I'm going to pull a quote out of that conversation, but I want to point something out. One of the people on the call, that this is the first time I met them. Okay. They decided to schedule a time to talk with me. I didn't have time. I didn't have the opportunity to develop a personal relationship before this. And so they got on there and we were talking. But think about it. This is a quote I feel when I look at that infographic. It's basically how we want to take and repurpose content across some of our other channels. I feel like that really helps kind of highlight what you're going to be doing for us potentially. The keywords here are I feel. This is the most powerful outcome of what an image does. An image evokes an emotion. An emotion is just a fiber optic communication that fills in all the details on their end. This infographic created a feeling that says, I feel that you understand what we're wanting to accomplish. I feel that this is what I can see myself in the future working with you. So we're resolving several things here. Okay. First, we're establishing rapport. We're communicating. I understand you. I get you. We're also communicating safety about the plan that's going to get them to where? Their aspirational image in the future. They have this in mind. Okay, in their mind, they're seeing into the future in a state of success. And this image, this cave painting, this infographic conveys the plan. When we're spending time with them, all right, so this was the pre-prep, then in the meeting, you're going to follow and have a discussion. But afterwards, how do you convey what the plan is afterwards? Because in that discussion, we talked about that what the outcome is. We got further understanding of their situation, their goals, their vision, etc. Then what do they need? Can you send me the specifics of how we're going to do this? All right, so let me share with you. So after that call, I took the transcript of that call. I took the back and forth of our conversations and email, etc., and I put those into Notebook LM. And I gave it a prompt. I said, help me convey clearly the path moving forward based on the details in our conversation. So now we have a series of infographics, basically slides. And so this supported the text version of the follow-up. So not only did they get a follow-up, they got another infographic, but they also got further details. Now think what this team has to do. They have to sit down with the rest of their management team, their leadership team, and convey, here's what we want to do, here's what it's going to look like, here's how it's going to go. They're really good at that, or in most cases, you've purchased something and you gone back, and then who's questioning you? Your significant other. Why did you do that? Well, and you justify that decision with either a great explanation or one that's not clear. So why wouldn't you empower the team that you met with to be set up for success with the communication of the plan and opportunity with you to their leadership team? And that's what this infographic does. So you can take them, you can hand them the tools they need to present why they want to do this. So this is what it looks like. It's going to be a weekly 25 to 60-minute live episode. You're going to have a dedicated host. You're going to have a fully custom branded StreamYard studio. And then you've got the full production and topic planning team that's going to set you up with all the topics to honor your content calendar, right? And so here's what the division of labor looks like between teams. The tech team hosts a live show, collaborative content calendar, StreamYard studio setup, automated pre-promotion, transcript handoff, and a little bonus here, the warm leads code. And that's going to provide subject matter expertise. This is what comes out. It's going to drop that transcript into a validated hook generating system and execute final publishing materials and manage the publishing through their CRM. So it's going to be, the topics will be locked in. We handle all the pre-show production, complete topic details, automate pre-promotions, fire across all your channels. And you can imagine, welcome back to your show presented by. Today we're talking about with your name. And the essence is one live broadcast fuels an entire content ecosystem. So the transcript goes in and goes into our engine, and out comes optimized blogs, social assets, X threads, LinkedIn carousels, email newsletters, short form clips. And your team means control over all of this. All of this we're able to talk about this, but you don't have much time. You just have maybe 30, 40 minutes with them when you do have a call. And part of that time is downloading where they are, what they need, where they want to go. And so the moments that these are high stake conversations. These are extremely valuable, but you don't want to fumble them. And so to have a great asset that quickly conveys the image and the path and help people see, why do we say, oh, I see? Because seeing is believing. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And so being able to generate and get this feedback and to know that they feel understood, they feel that they see where they can be potentially in the future in a successful state. There's a lot that's gone on, and just the split second that you had an opportunity to slide in to their attention span, this right here can be the lever that opens up the door to be able to spend more time with them. When you send a Mother's Day card, it's not generally a long wall of text. It's a couple of images and a comment that conveys how you feel about your mother or your father. Or that's what our brains, they only need that. So why garble up all of your most important, valuable time in a business conversation, in a leadership conversation, in a team meeting? Why garble it all up with a wall of text when you can show up and judo chop them with an infographic of cave painting? Why cave painting? Because that's how everything was designed originally. That's how our brains crave information that honors the rules of story. And starting out with visual storytelling is amazing. And guess what Notebook LM is? Notebook LM is the perfect tool to help you tell, communicate clearly with visual storytelling assets. All right, team. I know you have proposals coming up. You probably have one today. Sign up for Notebook LM. Get in there. Put your backstory. Give it the information it needs, and then go over and ask, create me an infographic. It may not spit it out the first time. I mean, obviously, when you got something like this, I've spent some time. Just be clear. If it doesn't do it right, do it again, but give it a little more different instructions. And show up to your meeting with confidence. All right. An excellent episode of AI Made Simple. Hey, if you like it, if you're getting value, like and subscribe, share tell your friends, share it. By the way, there's a QR code up here. Scan it, sign up for my newsletter. I send out a weekly newsletter. It's pithy, it's helpful, and it's got some how to do the steps that we talk about today. We'll see you next week on another episode of AI Made Simple, and that's a wrap.